Howdy doody, everybody. Hello. Oh, I'm 3 minutes early. Okay, we'll wait for a few folks to come in. Hey, Ruben. Yeah, I'm a couple minutes early. Just thought I would make sure I can come on. And YouTube has a new thing going live, and it's way easier than what it used to be. Big Kevin, what's up, my man? Hey, Chip. Doing pretty good here. It's just cold. It's bad cold for us, especially. Wind chill this morning was in the teens. Then it went into the 20s and never got out of the 30s. That wind is blowing and blowing and blowing and blowing. Hey, Rusty. Yeah, stayed in the shop all day, well, most of the day. Had the heater blasting, and I never could get it really warm out there, so I finally had to come in the house. But there's definitely no fishing today. Not for me. Kevin, you watching the Idiot Box? What? You trying to say something? Just messing with you. But yeah, it's cold. It's been cold, cold, cold. Us born and bred Floridians, we don't operate well under about 65 or so. It sure is, Rusty. There ain't no fishing nowhere, not right now. Unless you're just a bad diehard, which I'm not. Yeah, it was cold, Rusty. It sure was. It was cold here too. I think the actual air temperature was around 28, 29. But still, that's cold enough. Ruben, the Pinto clock is perfect. Put a battery in it as perfect time. Absolutely perfect. Now I know who sent it to me. Kevin, you got iguanas over there? I'll have to come over and help you catch them. And we'll cook them and eat them. Reuben, has anybody told you that you ain't right? Anyway, love you, man. Thank you for that. And I sent you another email back. And I mean that. Whatever you want, you just call me. Or email me, whatever. Jeff, hey, Jeff. How y'all doing over there? No, Kevin, the news talked about it. Yeah. Oh, you talking about down in South Florida? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. It's cold down there too. Master Sergeant is down there in South Florida this week, and maybe he'll catch some of them. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Rusty Redfish Tournament at Marquis. Really? I hadn't heard about that. Did you see the new speckled trout law? Now, the February 1st through till May 31st, closed season on speckled trout. And there was also a mention of closed redfish season in there, but it's so vague I can't figure out if they're really closed it or if they didn't. So you might want to check that out and make sure that we can still catch catch and release is what I understood, but in my opinion, it's a bunch of bull. Bleep, 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 bleep. Just like red snapper, they're saying they're almost endangered. We don't have that many around here. You can't chunk a line without catching a redfish or a speckled trout. Don't get me started on that. Hey, Nick. How you doing, man? All right, good deal. 678. If y'all have not went to Nick Pixel TV's YouTube channel, y'all please go over there and sub him. And a very good channel. Very interesting stuff he puts up. He's one of them really, really smart guys with all this technology, radio stuff. And I'm not. So if you know me, you know that. I've just now learned how to do this kind of little stuff pretty good. But yeah, y'all go check out Dick. Good guy. Great guy. James. Yes. Yes. Thanks to Staff Sergeant Rubin. Here, I'll show it to you. I need the wiring harness. A wiring harness for the motor. There it is right there. Brand spanking new. And also come with a hold down mount for it and a couple extra wires. So I sent a picture of that to my buddy Scott, who is my go-to guy for mechanical stuff. And as soon as it gets warm enough where we can get outside and work, we're going to install that, and hopefully that will fix the problem and we can get that motor cranked. Let's see. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for showing the knives. I appreciate that. I have picked up a few orders from last week, which helped out a lot. A whole lot. That's right, Nick. We all help each other. That's what we're for. Excuse me. That's what friends are for, is to help each other out. Because nobody goes without needing help at some time or another. My opinion. Good, Jeff. I'm glad you like them. A lot of people saw that big butcher knife that I sent you, and a lot of people want one of those. So that's good. Big knives have their place. Hey, Mark. Yeah, Clarence sent me an email. Said he likes his knife. He got his today too. You need one? Well, brother, I'll send you one. You tell me what you want. Now you watch old Clarence for that. Now don't let him cut his hand or something like that. That thing's really, really sharp. Make sure you don't go to the courthouse and all that kind of stuff with it on, because they don't like that kind of thing. But pardon me. Anyway, I mentioned the new speckled trout law they put out on my email this morning. It's way different than the email they sent out last month. I mean the FWC, Florida Wildlife Commission. It used to be something else, game wardens. That's what I'm talking about. But they're going to close the season February the 1st through March the 31st. And when it reopens, you can only have 3 fish, not 5, from 15 inches to 19 inches. And you can have 1 trophy fish over 19 inches per vessel. It used to be per person, but now it's per vessel. And like I've said, that they mentioned red drum, which is redfish. They mentioned that in there, and I can't figure out what they're talking about. So be with you in a minute. And it's getting worse and worse and worse as far as if you're a meat fisherman, if you want to keep fish, anything you want to eat, I guess I'm gonna have to go to my bluegill holes and my crappie hole and maybe white trout, which eats the same to me as a speckled trout. But you don't catch a lot of white trout anymore, not like you used to. Everything else is eating those. So I don't know. I don't have any trouble with catch and release, but I like to go and catch a couple to eat, like 1 or 2, maybe 3. I'm not trying to load the boat with 15 or 20 fish. Most people I know don't do that. You just want a few to eat. But the laws are just getting stupid. Yeah, good deal, Nick. That cleaver, that's a good all around knife right there. Okay, Ruben. I'll be on for about an hour. Come on back if you get a chance. Y'all, Staff Sergeant Ruben is the man. That's my bud right there. Mark, yeah, I bet crappie would love that ghost shrimp. I'm gonna try it. If the weather will clear next week, I'm gonna try my best to get out. It doesn't look like it's gonna clear this week. Excuse me. And Scott's coming over this week to help me build that. Well, not help me. He's gonna build the new mount for the 25 that's on the boat now until we get the other one running. He's gonna build that so we can lower that down where I can get up and down the river a little bit better. And I know where the crappie are. And that's one of those rare things that I won't tell you where I'm at when I'm there. Not that people don't know, but that's one of those spots you don't give away. Phil, you didn't miss nothing yet, man. Phil, thank you. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You and DC Truck. Thank y'all very much. Man, I appreciate that. Our anniversary is coming up in about 2 weeks. And I need to take Mama somewhere real nice. And that will do it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's right, Mark. And they're starting to mess with the inshore laws. Speckled trout and redfish are considered inshore fish. It's been bad offshore with the red snapper and all that kind of stuff. It's just awful out there, the laws, the way they got everything changed up. And it's really the way they write it, it's hard to understand. I know a lawyer that told me on public radio, on the air, that he was a lawyer and he had to take his lawyer with him to understand the way the law is written. It's a mess. I know it's a lot of places that way with this. And they say that there's not many speckled trout left. Well, they're everywhere. I agree with the size limit. Small ones, throw them back. Yeah, I understand all that. But this junk they're coming up with now is just outrageous. Every bit of it comes from South Florida, from people that have no idea what's going on here in Northwest Florida. But all we can do is fuss, and they're not going to listen. They don't care about us. That's right, Mark. If I invest in a fishing trip, a normal fishing trip is a tank of gas. At least $20. If you use live bait or go buy bait, another $20. Gas in the truck to get there, that's another $20. Boat landing fee is the average of $5 unless you go to a county route. You've got money invested in that trip, and I would like at least one supper out of it. I mean, catch and release is fine. It's fun. It's great. People love it. But if I catch 20 fish and keep 3, release the rest, I think that's justified. But the way they're trying to do the law now is they don't want you to keep anything. Phil, I don't know when the test drive is. I don't know. Whenever Scott gets back and we get this thing wired up, see if we can get it cranked. And I guess you're talking about the boat. If we get it going one day, get everything mounted, bolted down, controls in, all that kind of stuff, we'll go the same day. Hey, Daniel, Master Sergeant he's doing fine. He is in South Florida right now. I told him I was going live, so he may be hanging around here. Excuse me. So I won't talk bad about him, but he had some business to do down in South Florida. That's where he was. He actually comes from Michigan, but he lived in South Florida for years. That's where his mother lives, and he's down there taking care of business. And that's all I can say about that. But I did text with him just a couple hours ago, and he's fine. Hey, Danny. Yeah, I bet it is cold up there in West Tennessee. I love that part of the country, but not in the wintertime. I am a native Floridian, Flatlander, whatever you want to call us. And we don't care a whole lot about these cold temperatures. But especially over the last 20 years or so, it's not been all that cold for that long. If it gets cold and it stay cold, that's one thing. You can prepare for that. But the way it is now, it's 20s and 30s tonight. Next week it'll be in the 50s and 60s at night. So excuse me, y'all. Sorry. Excuse me. And with the heat on in the house like this, the air gets real dry. That's why one reason I start coughing like that. Hey, Nick, Clarence is hollering at you there. Clarence is a mess now. Y'all got to watch Clarence. He's, him and Elmo are running buddies. And sometimes just I got to listen to them real, real close and figure out what they're saying. Good old boys, both of them. Good old boys. Now let's see. I messaged everybody, almost everybody I know. I told them I was going live at 5. And a lot of them I don't see. Where y'all at? Say something. Don't make me come over there. Pardon me again. Here we go. So I keep a bottle of water everywhere I go. There's bottles of water laying all over the house, all over the truck, all over the shop. They call me nobody. Hey, brother, how you doing? Well, thank you very much. I'm working on making the videos better and working on more knives every day. I had a few to work on today, but it was so windy outside. When I cut steel, I cut it because I use reclaimed steel for the most part. I cut it outside because I'm scared of all them sparks in the shop. And it was so windy that I was scared that I'd set something on fire outside. So today was pretty much a bust as far as getting anything productive done. But maybe it'll die off tomorrow. We'll see. I've got a few things to do in the morning. And then I'll get back to the shop. Rusty is pretty good if you know where to go. And I can't tell you exactly where to go, but I will say if you go to the lakes, there's a bunch of lakes up and down the river. If you go to the lakes, you'll do okay. If you go anywhere, the creeks and all where the water's flowing, if you got a good flow of water, not so much. You can catch a couple, but they should be biting real good right now with this cold temperatures, this cold water. They should be okay. I hadn't been, but I don't know, but they should be. I may try to get out and do some of that next week. It just depends on if I get the boat up to par like I need it to. And chances are I have to go by myself, which I hadn't done in a long time, but that's okay with me. I just get a lot of flack from my wife and my kids and all. With my health problems and conditions and all this, nobody wants me to go anywhere by myself. And they're right, but I'll still do it anyway. Because I am daddy, I'm pawpaw, I am the head of the family. I'm the old dude. Well, thank you. Thank you, nobody. Thank you a lot. Yeah, fishing here is just about the same thing as fishing over there. If you go from anywhere on the Gulf Coast from here all the way down to Tampa Bay, that's where Richard Gene grew up down there. It's all the same thing. I mean, the fish are the same. Techniques are just about the same. And remember, if the fish are biting, they're biting. If they're not, they're not. And that goes for anywhere I've ever been. And I've fished probably half of the country. I've been fishing, and it's all the same everywhere. Ruben, go by myself fishing. They don't. The wife and the kids, they don't let me to go by myself fishing in the boat, especially. Because if I was to have another heart attack and the boat will float up somewhere, they'll find me somewhere. But well, sounds good, Rusty. I'll show you everything I know. And I was taught by a couple of the best. I know where they are, and I know what they like best. Cousin Charles, hey buddy, how you doing? Good to see you. BC truck in the house. Watch your other video, Brad. Mistakes on leather. I've been there and done that the exact same thing. One day I cut up probably $75, $80 worth of leather trying to get one sheath. I kept cutting it short, cutting it short. Finally, I cut it so big that I couldn't make a mistake. That happens. It does. I know it's frustrating. It costs money, and when you do something like that, you lose all the profit that you was going to make on the knife, which most of the time is not much. It's what people need to understand about knife makers. There's not lots and lots of money in it. When you figure in the time, the materials, and all that, there's not a lot of money in it. Oh, that's cool, nobody. Bought a house over by Weiss Lake. I've heard about that place. I've seen Richard Jean fish over there. I want to get up there one of these days and fish there. I just got to get the right circumstances to where I'm able to take a little trip. I've been invited for several places up there. Weiss Lake, Gunnersville. I've never fished there, and I would really like to. Yeah, Richard Jean he told me he'd be back. And when he gets back, I'll know when he drives up in the yard. So, yeah, we're gonna catch plenty of trout and redfish. With the new law, it don't matter if we have to release them, we have to release them. That's okay. We come in the evening, we'll eat some beans and taters or old dead chicken or something like that. Yeah, Rusty, what kind of boat you got? Ruben, you welcome here anytime, brother. You just show up. You know how to get here. You just come on. That's right, cousin Charles. That's right. And a witch's. Never mind. Y'all know. Yes, sir, Nick. There's good folks. Good folks follow me. And I'll say it again and again and again. Everybody's got friends, but nobody has better friends than I do. I just hope I can be as good a friend back. All right, BC. Okay, understand. It's the next tree they cut down. Pull that Ford truck right up under there and let that limb fall down, and then we'll handle the Ford truck situation. He's gonna come over here and walk me one of these days. Greg, my goodness, it's Greg. Everybody, look, it's Greg. How you doing, man? I ain't seen you since when's the last time I talked to you? When I was up there in Ohio. Good to see you. Glad you're here. That's right, Brett. Nobody. I don't know your first name, so I'm gonna call you nobody. Where are you at now? I'm sure you told me, but my memory is. I'm getting old, folks. So. Yeah, I hadn't seen Greg around nowhere in a long time. Really good to see you, man. We thought you done jumped off in the river somewhere and went to living off the grid or something. No, that's cool, Rusty. That sounds like plenty of boat to me. Yeah, Mark, I've been wanting to get back up and see John again, but he's been down here a couple times in the last few months, and I want to get back up there and see him, but finances and road trips are just really, really sketchy right now for me. Yeah, Charles, we have electric heat. That's all we've got here because that's all we needed for the last 10 years. But It's warm in here. It's nice. But looky here. Richard Jean, the fishing machine, in the house. That's right, brother. We'll catch and release and enjoy the day. We'll enjoy each other's company. And we'll come home and eat some beans and taters. Maybe a piece of old dead chicken or something like that. We ain't got to eat fish every time. But good to see you. Go fishing when you can, because it's good for you. Rusty, I think I've heard of those boats. I think I have. I'm not sure, but well, I'm glad you did, Greg. Really, really glad you showed up. Really enjoyed visiting with you when I was up there. Everybody in your place doing okay? I sure hope so. And y'all, Greg is a great guy. See, Greg is a carpenter. He's an electrician. He's a plumber. He is one of them guys that if you need it done, he can do it. Guarantee you. And a funny guy, too. Really enjoyed talking with him. Uh-oh, Clarence Snellmo is going to start talking, so. No, dang it. Sorry to hear that, Greg. I hope everything works out, man. I really do. Gloria's a sweet lady. Yeah, I met her, too. She's a really sweet lady. Good deal, Mark. No, Greg, fishing it's okay, but the last few weeks around here, it's been, well, the last bunch of weeks around here, we've had cold front after cold front after cold front, wind, 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 wind. The wind is the biggest thing. And it's really, really hard to fish. I mean, fish are there. We just can't get out there to them. That's the big thing. Good deal, Charles. Yeah, I almost bought one of those a couple of years back. But, excuse me. But I decided not to. Maybe I should get one. A lot of people want me to put a wood heater in the shop. But being from Florida, I have no idea about wood heat, a wood heater, wood stove, and all that. There's a few around here, but not many. And it terrifies me to have a wood heater and a fire in my shop, because my shop is wood frame, wood floor, wood walls, everything's wood. It scares me because I don't know anything about it. Maybe if I got a good one and had somebody teach me how to do it, how you do one, maybe, but but for right now, nah. I got a propane heater in there. Propane costs money, but oh well, it works. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah, Charles, even our electric heat, when we go to bed, we turn everything off. And I'm normally up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning at the latest. And when I get up, I'll turn everything back on. And by the time Mama gets up, it's, everything's warm again. Because when I was 14 years old, our house burnt to the ground. And I was in it. And that scared me pretty good. And then right after I got in the Army, we moved to a little house up in town in Milton. And we moved in there probably September, I think it was, October. And the first cold snap we had, we turned the heater on, turned the furnace. It was a wall furnace, electric wall furnace. And it caught fire and caught the house on fire. So that was two things that really scared us. And I'm real particular about appliances getting plugged in. I rewired the whole house. The refrigerator's on the circuit by itself. The air conditioners, which we have window units because they're way cheaper than central unit. All those have their own separate circuit. Even at the shop, everything has a separate circuit. And I'm terrified of a fire in the house. Yeah, that would be a factor too, Mark. COPD is just irritating. I have to be real careful with different things and take my meds every morning, every night. I take Symbicort. Anybody ever heard of Symbicort, the inhaler? Take it in the morning and at night. And then I have a rescue inhaler that I carry in my pocket all the time. Well, I keep one in my pocket. I keep one in the truck. There's one in the shop. I've got several of them. I keep one in Mama's car, just in case I ever need it. And I have needed it before. It really helps. And yes, I know I'm stupid. I'm still smoking my cigarettes. I know I shouldn't, but I do. If you've never smoked cigarettes, you do not know how hard it is to quit. It's tough, very tough. I've quit several times for a couple of days, and it just creeps up on you, and you're either going to have a cigarette or you're going to punch somebody in the face. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I've not been able to kick it just yet. Better than I used to be. Yeah, we grew up, Mark and Greg. We grew up with either natural gas or propane heaters. You light them just like I got in the shop. They worked for 100 years, and they're still working in the shop just fine. We used to have those in the house, and I may have again because I've got a couple of extras. But as long as you do them like you should, make sure they're positioned right and all that. That's all we had. I got up in the mornings when I was a kid. You got up, ran to the bathroom, and then you scurried across the floor in front of the heater to get warm. Because houses here back in them days wasn't really insulated good. But yeah, gas heat is, I think, the best. Our stove, we have a gas stove. And we can, in a pinch, you can light a couple of burners, let them burn, and that'll warm up the front part of the house. Yeah, I know, Mark. It's tough, man. It's really, really tough. No matter how much you want to, it's just tough. Me too, Greg. One of my things is people start fussing at me about. When I get fussed at, it makes it worse. Well, you need to quit. You need to quit. You need to quit. Well, all right. Let me light one. And you know what I'm talking about. Yep, that's right, Greg. Them old heaters is, let's see, the one in the shop I'm using right now is a Thompson. Thompson, that was a big brand around here anyway. I've got two in the storage room. It's thermal airs. I've got one that's a real good one. It's got a bad valve. I've been going to send that to Wayne at Wayne's Homestead. Y'all know Wayne. I've been going to send that to him and see if he can rebuild that valve for me, because you can't get, nobody will touch them around here anymore. Because it's the laws and all this kind of crap. But you know how that is. Excuse me. That's right, Mark. People don't understand when they criticize you. It makes you think and does something to our little brains and makes us do stuff. Mark, Clarence dip snuff. Well, I didn't. Well, I used to dip snuff. Skoal or Copenhagen. I like Copenhagen the best. I used to chew tobacco, Red Man and Beech Nut and that kind of thing. Have any of y'all seen how much a pouch of Red Man costs today? $9.88 is what it is here for one pouch. You used to buy a whole carton for that. I mean, a whole carton had like 12 packages in there. And plus, Mama does not like that one iota. Not a bit. If I get me a can of snuff, Copenhagen or something, which I really like Copenhagen. That's good stuff. If she sees a can of that in the truck or in my pocket, I don't get no sugar ever. None. She does not like it. So I pretty much gave it up. But I do like it. And it works too. You don't smoke as much if you use that. But of course, that's supposed to be bad for you too. Mouth cancer and all this, which I don't doubt that it is. But yeah, Greg, when I was young is when I started messing with it, especially the Red Man. Red Man, that used to be the thing. Because you'd see on Saturdays, every now and then you'd see a clip on some of the sports shows of the bass fishermen. When that was getting popular, it was all sponsored by Red Man. I have a plastic storage box. It's still got the Red Man sticker on it. Red Man. And it's got the bass symbol on it and all that. And I've got stuff in there. That's pretty cool. Mark, yeah, well, if I'm gonna get any kind of dip or anything, I'll hide it. But she knows I smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke in the house. She don't like that. And the house is hers. Well, it's ours, but it's hers. I smoke on the porch or in my shop. In my truck, if I want to. In her truck, nope. Let's see. Where'd everybody go? Let's see. I sent notice to everybody. Only a couple of y'all showed up. Somebody say something. See, Richard Jean is probably chasing Elmo across the yard somewhere. I bet Elmo run off one of his fishing poles. You gotta watch that guy. Okay, hey Rusty. Okay, it's back up now. The chat went away there for a minute. I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, Charles, I like that. The pouch of loose leaf tobacco, I really like it. I mean, I enjoy chewing it, but the price has got just outrageous on anything I've ever seen here lately. That's cool, Rusty. Thank you. Cousin Jay in the house. No, we're still alive, Jay. How's everything up there in your part of the country? I know it's cold. And I know you was at work this morning because I talked to you this morning. Y'all check out Wallace Lake Homestead. That's my cuz. He has the most awesome fishing lake that you have ever seen. And for a small fee, I will draw you a map to his house. No, I won't, because he could probably shoot me from where he's at. Y'all look back on the videos, you see we visited Cousin Jay. Absolutely great, great place. Best fishing place I've ever been to. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm coming back. There's a 10-pound bass in there with my name on it. And Jay better not catch him. Well, it got up to 30. Well, it got up to 46 or 47 today here. Well, good deal, Rusty. Good deal. Jay, I don't know when we're going to get back up that way. We're going to... I know that, Jay. I know that. So that's why I can't draw maps. I have arthritis. Remember Fred Sanford? He has arthritis. I would never, ever, ever tell anybody where that lake is. But I know where it is. Tell you, one of these mornings you're going to wake up and I'm going to be sitting on there in your boat catching all your fish. Of course, it'd take me a couple of months to catch them all, but I'll do it. Like I said, I don't know what we want to come back this year. It just depends on financing and all that. But Mama enjoyed that trip more than any trip we ever taken. Her and Miss April just got along great. They love each other. And they can occupy themselves and go shopping or whatever, and I can teach you how to fish. You're pretty good, but I can give you some pointers. Yeah, Jeff. A lot of that stuff is. I think some of it is hype about the cancer and all that. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. But I don't know. Oh, she can bring me, Jay. Yeah, okay. I go along with that. She is a good girl. I married up. I really did. I know what she saw in me though because I'm just so pretty. You know. In high school, I had 2 jobs. I had the cool car. I had the best fishing poles. You know, but that was 40 years ago. So I still got the best fishing poles. So and I still got the girl. Yeah, I think they chat on Facebook, don't they? Every now and again. I don't know. She still talks about that trip though. Y'all treated us just great, great. We had a really good time. And when you're at cousin Jay's house, you eat pretty good too. Not pretty good, you eat real good. I think I gained 20 pounds while we was up there. Now those y'all that's really wondering, we call each other cousin. We don't know that we're really blood kin, but who knows? You know, somewhere down the line we might be. But as far as I'm concerned, Jay's family. As far as I'm concerned. And I've see my uncle that checked on all that stuff, that kept up with all the family ancestry and all that kind of stuff. He passed away a few years back. And I got another uncle that started into it, but he's my great uncle, and he turned I think 100 or 101 a month or so back, and he's not able to really dig into it like he used to. But who knows? Anyway, family is a state of mind. It always don't have to be blood. I've got brothers all over the country. I consider brothers and sisters, for that matter. Yeah, I understand, Greg. I understand. Who was that? Let's let me see who that is. It is the Master Sergeant. I'm going to read you exactly what he posted. Do you have any moose antler to make a Master Sergeant? No, I don't have any moose antler. Second comment. Hey, douchebag, wake up. I have a knife sale. He called me a douchebag. I'm live on YouTube. I have plenty of deer antler. I have some elk antler, but I do not have any moose antler anymore. I've run it, slap out. Now, my brother Guy up in Canada is supposed to try to get me some. So no moose. Plenty of deer and elk. I got some elk antler. Got some nice elk antler. He called me a douchebag. Y'all believe that? My best friend called me a douchebag. I think I'm just going to have to smack him one time when he gets home. Jay, so the lake's froze over now, huh? Boy, if I was up there, I would watch you go out on the ice and fish. I'm too scared. I know it, Charles. And Charles is another one that me and Charles could very, very well be cousins, blood cousins. We don't know. I hadn't checked into it, but we could be. Yeah, Sarge. But he's my brother. He's my big brother. And he gets out of hand, I'll just smack him a little bit, and then I'll run like hell. So Sarge is 72 years old, and I guarantee you there's not a 20-year-old that will want to jump on him. I guarantee you. He's in very good shape. And just as mean and ornery as he was when he was probably 19. Me neither, Mark. If there's good food around, I'll just eat and eat and eat. You know. Hang on. Let's see. Let's do a deal here. Let's see. No curly maple. Hard rock maple, I got plenty of. Thank you, Cousin Jay. Let's see. Antler, nut crown. Yes. Okay. That's right, Charles. Sarge is not to be trifled with. I guarantee you. I don't even trifle with him, and he's my best bud. Now I know better. No, Jay, what you got to tell me that for? Bambi enchiladas. So I don't know what I'm gonna have. Might be an old hot dog or something. Mama's at work, so I don't say a word. I don't try to cook because I can't. All right, Mark. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate seeing you. We'll be back next week sometime. Wood Butcher. Hey, man. Good to see you. All right. I'm talking to y'all and I'm talking to Sarge right here at the same time. Let's see. Okay, Sergeant, want me to send a picture of some of that hard rock maple, which I can do, but I can't do it while I'm talking to y'all. Because it's out there in the shop. I know it, Charles. We got some deer season left, but I haven't even kept up with this year. I hadn't been at all. I ain't been in the woods this year. I only went once or twice last year. It's just the weather is shorts and t-shirts one day and cold the next day, and the snakes don't go away unless it gets cold and stays cold. So I've got, I think, one more pack of deer meat in the freezer. I've got soup bones and I've got some jerky meat. One more pack of good meat. That's all I've got, and that's all I'll have till maybe next year I can get one somewhere. Greg's scrambled egg sandwich. I've eaten many of those. I've eaten scrambled egg sandwiches for breakfast, lunch, and supper. They're pretty good, ain't they? But thank you, Wood Butcher. I appreciate that. I'm going to make it up there. One of these days, I'm going to make it up there. I've been as far north for visiting and fishing as Ohio, and had a great time. Really, really, really good time. Met some great people up there. And I'll get further and further as we go along. Wait a minute. Still talking to Sarge here. Then I hate it when I hit the wrong button. There. That's right, Greg. You cannot beat the bunch of people I met up there, including you. Down to earth, good people. Hillbillies are just like us rednecks. They ain't no different, except y'all got hills and we got flatland. That's all the difference. We do a lot of same things and basically the same things. Yeah, Wood Butcher. When I get into my zone about eating, I like to eat. I really do. But, let's see, I'm 6 feet tall, between 6 feet and 6'1", somewhere in there. And I've weighed between 210, 215 pounds since my first heart attack, which is about almost 15 years ago. And the doctor said, no, don't get no heavier. Now, when I left the Army back in 92, I think it was, 92, I weighed 230. But I worked out every day, PT and all that kind of stuff, and I was much bigger across here than I am now. But I don't need to be that big anymore, so I'm not. But I'm pretty fortunate that I can eat almost anything. I'm not on a special diet or anything like that. So I could eat anything and everything. And I can still control my weight pretty good. No diabetes, nothing like that. More the Instapot. I've heard so much about the Instapot. I watched, y'all ever watched the Big Family Homestead with Brad and Krista? I got to meet them too when I was in Ohio. Great people. They are really big into the Instapot thing. I thought about getting one. They're a lot of money for us, but it looks like they're really, really a good piece of equipment. So we may get one of these days. Yeah, Jay, they do the same thing here. There's certain times of the year, especially when it gets cold. Back when I had chickens, I don't have any anymore. I can't keep neighbors' dogs out of them. But yeah, they'll stop laying for a little while. They'll molt, and then they'll start back again. Wood butcher, come hungry, stay late. Be careful what you ask for. I might come hungry and not leave. You might sooner buy my clothes than to feed me. And if I was to bring Sarge with me, oh boy, you'd have a grocery bill then. Oh, cool, Charles. Wood butcher. I don't know that I'm not successful yet like I want to be, like a lot of guys are. But I've been told by several people that are very, very successful that just start the channel, do what you do, be real, and just let it go. Now, I've been at this for, I think, 6, 7 years on YouTube, and I'm just now starting to get some notoriety for different things that I do. But and I don't try to rush it. I'm not trying to rush my channel. It'll grow if it does. If it don't, it don't. I have moved more towards, I'm trying to move more towards the fishing and outdoor thing than just knife making. The YouTube rules have cornered the children thing to where I can't show my grandkids as much as I used to. But that don't mean I won't show them, because I am so proud of them, all 4 of them. And well, there's 4 right now. There's more coming. And I guarantee you, I'll show that. But it just, when you start your channel, just be you, be yourself. And ask anybody, thank everybody at the end of every video. Thank everybody for watching. And yeah, surround yourself with good people, like I have. I'm hesitant to name names because I'll forget somebody. BC Truck, J0, Richard Jean, the Fishing Machine. Who else watches my channel? Surround yourself with other YouTubers, whether they're big time or they're not big time. It don't matter. Just get your name out there, get your stuff out there, and you'll pick up subscribers as you go along. And just be appreciative. Tell everybody. And I appreciate so much everybody that's on here tonight watching me. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, moving on, Greg. Greg used to make good videos. But If something happens where you can't make them anymore, or something happens, or you just don't want to, just, stop. When you get a chance to pick back up, pick back up. If you do good stuff, people will remember you and they'll stay with you. I've met so many great, great people sitting right here in front of this camera, whether it's live stream or the videos I make. And you just got to, keep at it. And I'll say something else. In my opinion, you'll see some YouTubers, some videos, some fishing guys, other people, every other word out of their mouth is F, D, MF. Y'all know what I mean. Excuse me. If I watch a new channel or turn on a channel, if I hear that, off it goes. I don't watch that. Because I don't talk like that at home. I absolutely do not talk like that in front of my wife. I've got way more respect for her than that. My grandchildren have never heard me say things like that. My kids may have over their lifetimes, and the oldest one is 38. So, in a really mad fit, which everybody has mad fits and says things. But I tried to never cuss in a video. I don't like people that do that, because who knows, somebody's wife or a kid or grandkid might be watching, and they might think a lot of you, and you start doing that. No good. And that's just me. But just little things like that, Let's see. Hang on, let me get caught up here. That's cool, Rusty. That's really cool, being is that you live in the same part of the country I live in. Yeah, Richard Gene is world famous. He's a good old boy. He's a good old boy from back when good old boys were in popular demand. And I believe he's going to be back down this way here in the next several weeks, as soon as this weather gets straightened out. Greg, camera. Yeah, my first camera, my very first few videos was with came off of one of my best friends, Ken, got it for me, like $7 off of eBay or something. Takes 3 AA batteries. But the one I use now, my main camera, is a GoPro Hero, one of the first generation GoPro, and it works just fine. I would like to have a nicer one, but I don't, so I will do what I can with what I got. Well, thank you, Wood Butcher. I appreciate that. When you do that, let me know. Make sure and tag me in it so I can see it. Oh, Mark, you need to do something. Do some videos. Do something from the road. That would be really cool. Y'all, Mark Akers is a truck driver, if y'all didn't know. I'm sure he sees all kind of weird stuff. That would be really cool to see some of the things that you get to see. I have seen a couple of your live Facebooks, and your mommy looks a lot like mine. She don't like the camera much. I'm trying to get Mama to warm up to the camera, but she don't like it a whole lot. Hey, Bobby, how you doing, man? Yeah, all the cursing, and there's a couple of fishing channels that's got 100,000 subscribers, and all these watching. And it's F this, MF that, and yeah, and I just that turns it off for me. I don't like it. I'm not a saint. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but if I'm sitting here watching a video of somebody fishing or doing whatever, and my granddaughters walk in or my grandsons, I don't want to have to say, "Wait, stop, let me turn this off. You don't need to hear this." That ain't no, I ain't doing that. Greg, Half Acre Homestead. Yes, yes, I watch them on occasion. I hadn't watched them a lot here lately, but yeah, I do watch them. That's right, Mark. Now, 5 or 6 guys sitting around a campfire, just guys, just men, sitting around a campfire, drinking a beer. Yeah, you're gonna have some cussing and some talking and some joking. And that's one thing. But when you get out in the public where everybody can hear you talk, you I think there has to be a line drawn there. Because if I hear that out in public, when my family's with me, my wife's with me, I'll speak up and tell them, "Hey, watch your mouth." And if they want to make something about it, well, we'll make something about it. But I have told several younger type people, watch your mouth, and they never say much at all. I had one time running his mouth, MF this, MF that. And he looked at me and I pointed at him and I said, "Do you want," because I knew him, I said, "Do you want me to call your mama?" And that shut him right up. So you can't be timid about such things. If you see something going on like that, if you're a grown man, say something. That's my opinion. I'm not telling you what to do, but that's me. All right, Jay. Good to see you. I'm glad you stopped in. You stay warm up there. I know it's cold. Stick one of those heaters down in the lake there so all them crappie don't freeze. Because I'm coming after some of them. Yeah, Charles. I told Richard Jean the next time he comes this way, he's got to bring Elmo. When Elmo gets here, I'm gonna talk him into doing a little short live stream with me. Elmo's a good guy. He's another one of them good old boys. Good for what, we don't know, but he's a good old boy. Yeah, Greg. Ain't he a great guy? Fun guy to be around. Just positive attitude. Just great guy to be around. And he knows a little bit about fishing. I'll get him learned up here shortly. He'll be okay. Though he won't get me for that. Oh, I understand, Greg. Yeah, don't put that on. Don't put that on there. That's why. That's why. Wood Butcher, do not mess with Mama, because she cooks way yonder better than I do. All right, y'all. We've been on for goodness, almost an hour and a half. It's time to go. I got to get up and do something. I guess I have to call Mom and tell her what I was supposed to do. But thank y'all very much. Thank you for sitting in and jabbering with me. I appreciate it. I thank the world of all of y'all. And without y'all, I would not be on here doing this. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. No, thank you, Bobby. I was reading comments. And I will see y'all probably Monday, Tuesday next week on the live stream. I just lost my train of thought. Okay. Thank y'all for watching. Now, let me click this button right here. Are you sure you want to end your stream?